Hello, everyone. This is Heather and Catherine, and actually we're also with a couple of guests that we'll introduce shortly. Heather and Catherine from Keep It Simple Social Media with episode number 5. And Catherine and I love to help you with your social media and help you with your business online so you can be found today. We're actually very excited about today's show. We have an incredible lineup of information to share with you. And we're actually shooting today live at the Realty Ninja Studio in beautiful North Vancouver. In today's show, we're going to cover the powerful tools available for you for creating your website today. Also, we want to teach you how to connect with your website in order to get leads, in order to showcase your products and your services, and in order to be found on the World Wide Web. And that's why we have the guests that we have joining us today. So welcome if you're watching the replay, and hello to everyone that has waited and is joining in right now. My name is Heather, and I'd like to introduce to you Ramin, who is
I'm the co-founder of Realty Ninja. We make awesome websites for busy real estate agents.
And that's exactly why we're here today. So stay tuned right till the very end. Our episode is going to be about 30 minutes long, and we are going to give away some fun prizes near the end. And we have a very special promotion today from Realty Ninja. So without further ado, I'm actually going to pass the mic over to Catherine, and she will also introduce our special guest, and then we'll get our show moving along.
Hi, this is Catherine, and I am with Sepy, Marketing Ninja with Realty Ninja. So, Sepy, I don't know if you know how I came across you guys at the first place.
No, I don't remember.
So, this is actually pretty funny. I have a friend who's a realtor in Whistler, and she's a real good realtor, but her website was awful, and she's not really into computers or anything. And she kept saying, oh, I need to redo my website one day, and talking, and not doing it. And then all of a sudden, within a couple of weeks, she had a wicked website. It was clean, crisp, it was efficient, it worked well on mobile, everything looked amazing. And I was like, wait a second, how did you do this? And she's like, oh, I just used Realty Ninja. And I was like, really? So I knew of other platforms for realtors, but I didn't know about you guys. So then I found out you were in North Vancouver, which I thought was great to have local people. And then I started testing your services, your products with some of our clients, and that's kind of how we got to know each other. And we have some clients that have wicked websites through Realty Ninja, and so we thought, you know what, these guys are great, so let's team up. It's a good combo with good social media. And then I guess also one of the things that comes up a lot, we teach at the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver, Facebook and Facebook business courses. And a lot of people, a lot of agents actually talk to us about websites, and they understand that they need an efficient website, that it's not something they can kind of forget about, that it's really important. And so this is a conversation we have with realtors all the time. So we thought maybe we could take advantage of this social chats to ask you, what are kind of the mistakes, or what have you learned from realtors and your experience with the website?
Totally. First of all, I'm Sepy Bazazi. Great to be here. Thank you guys for having us. It's so awesome. A friendship that started, I guess, a year ago now, and now here we are on live chat with each other. So really exciting. Thank you for having me. And, you know, great testimonial about Realty Ninja. That's awesome to hear. We make websites for real estate agents. We've been doing it for 6 years, and we've built thousands of websites. And Realty Ninja is on a pre-built platform. And so what that means is it's not a completely custom website. You know, so we've built these themes, and then people can come in, agents can come in and build on those themes with their own designs, their own branding, their own content and resources, pages and searches, and all kinds of stuff. And so the real power of the software comes into play when it comes to automated listings. And so they plug in, agents can plug in their agent ID or their brokerage ID or office ID into our platform, Canadian agents across Canada, and we will automatically ping the board and update your listings for you. Whether that's sold listing, or sorry, whether that's open houses or listings in a specific area or a niche group or something, or custom listing groups that you even built yourself. However you do it, we automate it so that every time the MLS is updated, so is your website, basically. And so I guess the biggest misconception that, I've been working websites since even before Realty Ninja. I was one of those kids who was like 12 years old making websites, and sending it out to his friends and, all that at school. And so, I've heard a lot of complaints and a lot of wins with websites. And I think when it comes to real estate in specific, the biggest misconception is people think, okay, I'm here. I have a Facebook page, I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I have a website. Now I can just lay back and sip espresso and my leads are going to come rolling through. And it's just going to happen. It's just going to, this is like, what do you mean? I'm paying you $79 a month. Why are you not, why am I not getting leads all the time? And so the biggest misconception is that a website or a Facebook page, I'm sure you guys experience this in social media as well, is that a website or a Facebook page is this tool that's going to magically create leads for you. And so that is the biggest misconception. And I'm actually going to let Ramin kind of, dive in here and talk a little bit more about what that misconception actually means.
Great. Yeah, thanks, Sep. Great intro. So yeah, I'll elaborate a little bit on that. You got to think about it like this. 10 years ago, people were not getting overloaded with different marketing messages. There was not a lot of activity going on from everybody at an individual level on the internet. Big brands were online and they had videos and stuff for you and things that you could read and download, but individuals didn't really have a huge voice publicly on the internet. They didn't have a reach. And so when you put a message out there 10 years ago, just saying, here I am, I'm a realtor. This is what I look like. This is the area I service. Trust me, I'm a realtor. That type of approach to marketing was essentially effective 10, 15 years ago when there wasn't a lot of noise. Now the average consumer is getting 10,000 times more marketing messages than before. And so, like Sepy said, it's not about being there, just having a presence. It's about actively engaging, cutting through the noise, doing something memorable that connects with your audience, that builds that trust, that builds that beyond just the awareness of existence. It's beyond that now. These are tools for you to demonstrate your expertise, to build trust, to grow your network, to build relationships, to foster those relationships. These things we've been doing for thousands and thousands of years, just now through different mediums. So that's the biggest misconception, is just having a website is enough, right?
I also have heard realtors a number of times, especially when we're teaching at the real estate board, when they say to me, well, now that I'm using Facebook and I have a business page, I guess I don't need a website anymore. And I just think, my goodness, you don't own third-party sites such as Facebook or LinkedIn. You only own your website.
Right.
So you most definitely have to have a website.
You think about, I think about social media and a website and all these things not as separate entities. It's your online identity. It creates a narrative. It's a storyline that surpasses through individual technologies or apps. You're essentially telling the world who you are, what you do, why they should choose you, why they should work with you, how you provide value. And so whether that's posting on Facebook or on your website, these are just tools in a toolbox to showcase that, to build that brand, like you said. Yeah, absolutely. We're
going to pass this back to Catherine and Sepy. Once again, this is Social Chats, episode number 5, and we are shooting live on Facebook right from the Realty Ninja Studios in North Vancouver. And back over to you, Sepy and Catherine.
Hi. So I guess it's really interesting to think, like, you own your website, you don't own your social media accounts, like Heather was mentioning, but they all work together. So I like using the analogy of the yellow pages. Back in the days, people had a store or a shop or some kind of a business, and then they would get a listing in the yellow pages for a minimal amount. In our case, social media is free. So they would have a listing, and then if they wanted to have a bigger presence, then they would give money to the yellow pages and start buying advertisement and have a bigger kind of presence. So in a way, social media is a bit like that. You have your Facebook page, and it's like a souped-up listing in the yellow pages. You can have images, lots of information. You can have customer service through Facebook with Messenger and so on and so forth. But eventually, you need kind of social media to be able to advertise or to push the message that you have in your main business on your website. So,
and I totally agree. And I think that a lot of times people, they are on social media, and agents in specific, they are on social media, but they don't actually have a strategy. Mm-hmm. And they don't know what they're doing on social media besides someone told them you need to be on Facebook, you need to post, once a day, and you need to be on Instagram, and you need to post pictures of yourself and your dog, and so they're kind of doing that without any real idea of why they're doing it. They don't maybe even love doing it because there's no actual hard strategy. For me, personally, I think that the strategy with social media is either keep them there to engage them on your page or send them to your website so that you can complete, some sort of action, get them through your funnel. The first part of your funnel is awareness, and maybe that is getting them to see your social media channel. And once they have awareness, after that, you move them to the next step and the next step. You can't turn someone into a client necessarily by just using a Facebook page or just using a Yellow Pages ad, you know what I mean? So with the Yellow Pages ad, you want to get them to call you. Yeah. You want to get them to visit your store or whatever. Yeah. And for this, it's like, figure out that strategy. Yeah. Why are you on Facebook? Is it just to put something because someone told you need to be on Facebook? Or is it because you're trying to send everybody who sees all your posts to your website so that you can convert them from, on your website into leads? Yeah. And so having that goal in mind of why am I doing this? Why am I paying Yellow Pages? Why am I paying Facebook? Why am I paying Instagram? Yeah. Important.
And I think Heather is going to touch to that later on a little bit, but it really comes down to where you send your people to, what landing pages, where can people actually end up entering their name, and so you can collect the leads. Because in the end, as a realtor, you want to be able to have leads. You have to want to have an email database, because this is another thing that you own and that you can, after remarket, you can send market updates to your email database and so on and so forth. But we'll get back to that. But so for websites, so see if we have some realtors that we work with that want a website, like how is it like complicated? Like what does your website come with, and then how does it work? Say and the whole domain name thing, like what do we have to buy? Like right. How is this complicated?
Right. And putting a website online, it is a complicated technical procedure. And we know that, selling a listing, or listing a listing, doing real estate is complicated itself. And so we're not realtors. We don't know how to do, realtors jobs, but we know how to do the website job. And so we've tried to make it as simple as possible for the agents, not to say that they don't need to go, and they do need to go and purchase a domain. We don't sell domains, and we don't buy domains. But after they've purchased the domain... So
how do I purchase a domain? Say I have my name, and what do I do?
So all you do, you got your domain now, you come to realtyninja.com, you hit start your free trial, and so we don't charge you any money, we don't ask for your credit card info until the moment you're ready to launch your site. And so we wanted to tie your first victory with your first payment. And so you sign up for the free trial, and as soon as you sign up, it takes 30 seconds. You enter your name, your email, your agent ID, your board. You check the box that says I've signed reciprocity, and then you sign up, and then your site is basically created. And so if you were to go edit my website, you could see your website live right away. But instead, what we've done before we show you your website, before we get you, oh my goodness, look at this is so fancy, and clicking around and losing focus, while we've still got your focus, we send you to step 1, and then step 2, and then step 3, and step 4. And so you create the site, and then you come in and you complete step 1, which is the setup form. You fill out a bunch of information like what pages you want on your website. You submit your logo, your headshot photo. You pick what banner image you want or whatever. Upload any other files, and fill out a few questions. Submit that form. You go to step 2, which is the design step. Now, while you're working on the design step, us ninjas, we received your order, and we start putting the site together for you. So you're not doing anything but signing up and filling out that form, and we're going behind the scenes and setting up the site. Now, step 2 is the design. You get to either pick one of the themes and roll with that, which is no extra fee, it's free, or you can order a customization, which starts at $3.99 and goes up from there depending on what you want. That's a one-time fee. So $399 and up. I think, the most expensive we've ever done is $2,000. So even at the high end, it's not like backbreaking. It's not a $10,000 custom website.
But you don't need necessarily, it's a small monthly fee for the basic thing. And then I go to, I guess, GoDaddy or something to buy my domain name, which is the name of my website. And then I collect and send all my information to you.
And then, so that was design was step 2. Then step 3 is the domain.
Oh,
and so when you get to step 3, you just fill out your GoDaddy info. You can give us your login info and we'll go do everything.
Oh, nice.
Or,
this is nice because you don't want to fiddle.
You don't want to fiddle. You don't want to mess with DNS settings. You don't want to mess with forwarders. You don't want to mess with your GoDaddy information back there. We do this literally 50 times, a month. And so, you have nothing to worry about. We're not some fly-by-night operation who's going to come take your password and steal your domains. So, you can give us that info or not. And if you don't want to, we have a help doc that shows you based on what domain registrar you're purchasing your domain at. This document will show you how to set up your own domain. And so it's all, pretty straightforward. We've broken it into step 1, 2, and 3. And then step 4 is the final step if you launch.
Okay.
And when you're ready to launch, if you love your website, the domain is linked, all the information's there. You fill out your credit card info and you hit launch, and within 24 hours, your site's online.
Okay.
And so you don't even have to go, into the back end and edit and modify, but we've created this software that allows you to log in. And so if you want to add a page later after your site's published, you can just go in and add a new page yourself, or you can go create a new search. Add another agent to your site by including their agent ID, like any number of things you can do yourself, or you can email us and you can say, hey, can you guys do this? Because support is so key because you guys, like I said, you're focusing on being realtors. We're focusing on being website designers and managers, and we upkeep everything and we manage the technology and we make sure the technology is up to date.
Yeah.
And so when we do that, it rolls out to all of our websites, all of our client sites. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you got a custom website, you need to stay on top of all that stuff yourself, And so working with us, we make sure that we're your web people, we're your ninjas, and you don't have to worry about anything else. You don't have to worry about your domain. You don't have to worry about, we'll even set up your email address for you on a branded email. So we'll use Google G Suite and we'll set up a branded email for you, and they bill you $5 a month or $50 a year. And so that's a service we'll even do for you for free included, and you just pay Google for that. But the support is really what's key. I think it's what really makes us different.
And they have great support. I've used their support
totally.
A gazillion times. I'm like quick on the support ticket. And so now, if I'm an agent, great, I have my website, I have my listings and all that. So if I want to differentiate myself, I need to have some content, right?
Totally.
Like I need to have something more than just my listing. So, and if I want to collect leads, I need to have somewhere where people can actually enter their email address. So does your website come with kind of lead generating tools,
right,
I'd say, or content generating or blogs, or how does that work?
So content is so important. You nailed that. Like it's the most important thing, providing value to people. Otherwise, they're not going to come to your website. Some people will just want to investigate who you are and read your About Me page. But even your About Me information is content. Yeah. And so everything is content. You know what I mean? And all the pages, even your searches pages are content. The thing with search pages is they can be all over the place. What's unique about it? And so we offer, through Realty Ninja sites, you can have a blog for sure. And then we've also got pre-created forms. So we've got a few different types of forms that are pre-created that if you choose that page type when you're creating a new page, it'll add those forms at the bottom of the page. And so you could hypothetically include any sort of content in that page. It could even be an embedded video that's just talking about why they need to fill out the form. You know what I mean? And so whatever that content is that they embed in the page, they can then include a little either buyer's form, a seller's form, or a home evaluation form, which is pre-built into the site and they can use it as is. Now, personally, I find some of those forms and I don't mean to speak ill of ourselves, and I'm not doing that because the information on those forms is important and the fields are important, but they're long forms. And so these forms have like 10 fields. And it's like, if you're asking someone to fill out a home evaluation information.
Do you need the 10 fields?
So for some things, I was going to say for the home evaluation, you want to ask them a few things. But I personally think it would be better if you created a form that had very little barrier to entry. Yeah. Your name and maybe your email.
We agree.
I know that for real estate agents, phone number can be important because I know they want to validate. Like I've heard of people being attacked at showings and open houses and stuff like that. So for your safety's sake, you might want to require phone number and just name, and so you can give them a call, confirm that they're a regular, sane person and schedule your appointment, or get more information about their home value stuff, or get more buyers info or sellers info. So personally, I would go make a Wufoo account, which is Wufoo, WUFOO. Google that. You can make forms, basically. So you can make any kind of form, any length, and a whole bunch of wacky fields that they can include in these forms. And then they can embed that onto the Realty Ninja website.
So is it something you could do for me, say?
We don't do it because Wufoo is not a Realty Ninja product. Okay. And so we wouldn't want to go into your account, create a form for you, you know what I mean? And so we'd leave that up to you or to the Wufoo people if they want to do that.
Okay. We'll put the link at the bottom, but if I just want the basics, just like name, email.
So the biggest thing is the lead gen forms on the listing pages. And so every listing page has at the top right of the page, every listing itself has a request more info and a request to show it buttons. And so those ones, when you click those, it pops up with just a few fields.
Okay,
those are the really important, I think ones. And the other ones that I was talking about were for resource pages. So if you're doing, request a home evaluation, you would have a little blurb about home evaluation and then that form underneath it.
Okay, as an extra page.
But on the listing pages, we keep it really short. That's where it's really important. They can also scroll to the bottom. If they scroll to the bottom of a listing, there's a whole area that they can request more information. Or if they request a showing, they can pick a date and a calendar, preferred date and time. Okay. And so that's just enter your name and your email and your phone number.
Okay.
Really
and
short.
And that comes with the Realty Ninja.
That comes with every listing on the Realty Ninja website. Every listing has that.
Okay.
Preloaded, yeah.
So for people who are joining us, we're doing episode 5 of Social Chats with Realty Ninja, with the Ninjas. And we're talking about how social media and your email database and your website all work basically together. They're all sync, and then one helps pushing the other, but they're all active and alive together. So maybe, Heather, we can pass it back to you and you can talk about a bit of the social media side of things and how, as social media marketer, we use websites and what are the best practice for realtors to be able to collect those leads and generate more traffic and so on.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Catherine. Before I go into that component of how you and I are actually utilizing other people's websites to create the social media that we do for them, I wanted to ask Ramin about static websites.
Okay.
Try to explain to people why these things are so important today.
When you say static website, you mean just a standard kind of brochure website, or?
Yeah, so a website that doesn't have a blog,
right.
So it doesn't have any social media, so
right.
There's no interaction that can happen.
Basically, a static website is a business card. It's just a digital business card. So when you hand somebody a business card, they're just looking at it to be, oh yeah, this person, and then it has your contact info. A static website, that's all it does. Now, a real dynamic website would address concerns or needs for different people. So, for example, a home buyer, a home seller, somebody relocating, somebody that's moving, somebody that wants up-to-date news on the market. These types of more dynamic content or features, those things address a multitude of needs, not just here's my face, here's my contact info that you might find on a static website.
Mm-hmm. And I'm number one.
Yeah, and I'm number one in the world. Exactly.
It's funny because often I say to realtors, we joke a lot in our class at the real estate board. We try to have a lot of fun. But quite often, real estate agents call their website their name. So for example, right. Heather Clifford sells Vancouver. And I would say to Heather, no one knows Heather Clifford. I'm not looking for Heather Clifford when I'm searching to find a house in Vancouver. How do you cover off on that?
It comes down to delivering value to the end user where they are at, thinking about their needs. For example, again, like the buyer that comes to your site looking for a house in Vancouver, he doesn't care about Heather Clifford. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to read your testimonials. He's not going to go look at your events. That person is there for a very specific reason. they're looking at your website for half a second and they're going to evaluate, am I going to find those Vancouver listings here or do I need to go somewhere else? You know what I mean? So you get their attention and then you gain their trust and you kind of sell your services secondary. First, you gave them what they came for, so they just got a win from your site. Now they're like, great, who's this person? You know, and then they'll dig into your bio and read about you.
Yeah, they'll want to find out more.
Yeah.
So you have to have that hook, but an honest, authentic hook in order to capture, we'll call that the lead. Catherine had mentioned that we were going to touch base a little bit on the website and social media. And this is something that Catherine and I actually do, is we audit websites. We don't build websites. That's what we have the ninjas for, because that's what they ace.
That's really good.
But why do Catherine and I audit websites? Because when it comes down to using your website to create your social media content, your posts, our number one goal is always to drive traffic for our customers directly to their website. So every month we tell them we've driven the traffic that's gone to your website's been X amount of people this month. And as long as we can show that we're driving traffic, then we know that we're taking these people off of social media, off of Facebook, directly to the website. It's on these websites that your product and your services are. And this is the perfect place to use what we sometimes call a landing page. And what you would do is you would go to your website, you would say, well, this is my market evaluation page. And quite frankly, Catherine, do you remember last month in the class, I asked everyone, how many people have a market evaluation page on their website? We had a classroom of 50 realtors. One realtor had a market evaluation page. I was like, okay, let me tell you why this is so important. Because if you want to do what's known as a dark post on Facebook, or you want to do a post and use a picture of a house and perhaps say, market values have changed in Vancouver. Would you like to know what the value of your property is today? Or springtime is traditionally the best time to sell your property. And you have a beautiful picture. And then you either add the URL, www.marketevaluationsonyourwebsite.com. And that way, if people are interested and they click on it, they say goodbye to Facebook and they go directly to your website where they can fill those forms in. Or you add the link to the listing where they can go directly to the listing. And those can be lead pages in some cases. Or
exactly. I mean, it's a symbiotic relationship, but at the same time, if the person is coming in on the social media end, you don't want them to just either stay there or leave. You want to get that handoff to the website to bring them to the next stage where you can get their information or provide them with some type of tool or value or something that's important to them where they're at. I think the traffic that you guys would be sending is so high quality because the individual is somewhat pre-qualified at that stage. As opposed to somebody that might just be searching on Google for Vancouver real estate. If they just randomly search on Google and click your link and end up on a blog post or a page on their site, the chance of actually capturing the information of that person and then actually turning them into a client is very low. But when you're looking at somebody coming from social channels, you look at the data and those people are a hot lead or a qualified lead because the barriers of trust have already been broken down to a certain degree. You've already demonstrated who you are, that you're here to help them. And then you've sent them to a good page that will give them what they want. Why you didn't trick them, you gave them what they wanted, so they got something valuable. But in return, you asked for their contact info. And that's a very fair exchange.
That's right. You're giving value. You're asking for an email address, but you have to be giving something. It could even be your newsletter of the month. Catherine had a really good point. She said, sometimes people write blogs and they have these blogs on their website. You could break down the blog into different content pieces and put a different posting out every couple of days, always in regards to that blog. and sending them back to your website. It's just another way to help create content.
Exactly.
We use the website, bar none, to create all our content on social media. It is the most important component of your business through Catherine and my eyes when we're working with individuals, when they start talking to us about social media, most definitely. Mm-hmm. Did that answer your question, Catherine? Is there anything else that we might have missed?
Awesome answers.
Great. Once again, this is Heather and Catherine with Keep It Simple Social Media, and we are going live here on Facebook today with two of the ninjas from Realty Ninja. This is Ramin, who's the co-founder of Realty Ninja, and I'm just going to pass this right over to Catherine. Here you go, Catherine.
Hello. So I want to remind everybody that this is a live show, and the cool thing about it is that you can comment or ask us questions live. So if you have any questions about websites for real estate agents, about social media, about best practice for leads, about any question you have, you can just type them in the comment field below. Or if you like what you're seeing, you can click heart or like or something, and we will see all of your questions on our screen. So feel free to comment away or just say hello. Do we have anyone from Vancouver watching us? If you're from Vancouver or Whistler or somewhere out of BC, you can type us where you're from and so on. Something that we forgot to talk about is the whole concept of unicorns. I don't know. I have a whole sheets of unicorn stickers and all, but there in social media we talk a lot about unicorns. So maybe Heather, you can step in about the unicorns, and then we can slowly wrap this up.
Super. Hi, Roxanne. We forgot to say hi to you in the beginning. Thanks for being here with us. Catherine talked about unicorns. We learned about unicorns down in San Diego a few months back, and this is what's important to you. If you go into your Insights tab on your Facebook business page and you look at the posts that you've done over the last couple of weeks, what you want to look for are the posts that have the engagement. Those are the posts that the consumer is enjoying getting from you. And when you find that you have a post that's doing well, and that means you're getting likes, you're getting comments, shares. If you get shares, those are the big kahunas right there. What you want to do is you want to put a few dollars behind those posts in order to reach more people. And I think that it's beneficial if you first start to reach the people that already like your business page, because your reach today is drastically low. And so you want to watch for those unicorns, and you want to look for in your website, which page are the people really enjoying that you're sending them to? Exactly. So you pay attention to those things. Totally. How can they do that on the website?
So our websites tie into Google Analytics, and we set that up for everybody that launches, and we send you a guide on how to use it. Essentially, it shows you where the people are, what pages they're on, how long they're there, how many clicks, what kind of steps they took on your site. And like you said, that in social media, there are unicorns. On website traffic as well, there's 80% of the traffic is coming from 20% or 10% of the pages. And what it boils down to is that you can't please everybody, and you can't be an expert for everything. You go to a lot of realtor websites where you look at their social media, and they're trying to cover a huge geographical area and saying, I'm number one from Bowen Island to Chilliwack.
Yeah.
I know every street corner. And it's just, unless you actually are, which is very rare, that it shows, it's transparent. And so when you look at your website, you look at your sales history, you look at your clients, these things tend to concentrate around where you are actually the expert. And so I would say that those insights, the traffic on those pages, for this particular post, those are leaving you clues. And if you show your branch analogy that you guys told us about with the unicorns, that will explain it.
Yeah, we love the unicorns, and I hope that answers your questions a little bit. You know that you can ask any you want. You can ask your questions right now. And Roxanne, thanks for telling me you're in Winnipeg. That's pretty awesome. I'll be in Winnipeg in July for my a birthday party that I'm going to celebrate. So we're going to pass it back to Catherine, and Catherine is going to start wrapping it up. And we're also going to tell you about the end of our show with what we're going to be doing next weekend. Hello, Lee. Thank you very much for joining us and writing your question. I'm going to read the questions while Catherine finishes up, and then we'll open up those questions.
Okay, so I guess to sum things up, websites are really important. Do not be afraid of the website, afraid of the cost, afraid of the technology. There are people out there to help you out, and Realty Ninjas are amazing. Go on their website, realtyninja.com, and you'll see all the templates and examples and what other realtors have done, and then start thinking about what you would like to kind of look like, and you can do their free trial. So this is awesome. And then I guess in conclusion to this, what we've talked about is that it all works together, but in the end, you don't own your social media accounts, you own your website. Oh, that's another thing. Who controls the website? See, I do business with you. Do I lose control to you, or you're the ones who are like taking care of everything, but I'm still in charge?
Oh, you're totally in charge.
Okay.
You're absolutely in charge as the realtor. I mean, it's your website, it's your domain. You know, you own everything. We just host it for you.
Okay.
And so, yeah, if you're totally safe in that regards. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So we like safe. We like simple. So simple, efficient. So this is the key to all the leads and everything. So the key is that you need a good, simple, efficient website. People are going to be watching it on their mobile device, maybe 80% out of the time. You want to make sure it's nice, efficient, it loads fast, it's mobile friendly. And
can I add to that one thing?
Yeah.
Sorry, and it has call to actions.
Oh yeah.
Because call to actions, without call to actions on your website, there's no
Yeah.
point if you're not sending people to where you need them to go, you know? And so we try to make sure that our websites all have really strong call to actions, whether it's to send people to MLS chat search or contact, or, you know, check out one of our downloads or resources or watch our video. But those are really important. Otherwise, people might arrive and go, you know what? I don't really feel like going through the whole navigation. So I'm just going to leave. I'm going to get out of here.
So so your buttons are active from your phone, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a big one.
Yeah.
It means that if your website is mobile friendly, it means that if someone looks at the listing and they see your phone number, they're not going to write it down, because this is who we are right now. If you can't push a button and talk to the people, or push a button and email right away, you kind of lose some people. So simple, efficient website is one thing. Having a way to collect emails, an email database, so with lead generating forms, so places, pop-ups, or things where people can enter their name, their phone number, their address. Having a landing page, like a home evaluation page or something, or people can download something, or you give something to people in exchange for their email addresses. So emails are good.
And a good, with email, a good thing to remember is sometimes you can just ask for their email address, you know, and say, hey, because a lot of things we do, we give away downloads through our blog. Yeah. And all we say is just put in your email address and hit download, and then you're going to get it. Because later on, we have their email, and we can ask them to update their information later, and we can continue to email them with new campaigns every week, and we can show them our blog posts and get them, accustomed to us. What's more important is not that we know their first name; it's that we have their contact info.
Reach them.
You know, so at the very bare bones, get their email address and nothing else.
Yeah, true. So you want to collect your email database, have a good website with call to action, and you want to use social media for your day-to-day updates, to differentiate yourself, and to be able to advertise your services and bring people back to your website. So it all works together. Now, should we talk? Maybe we'll answer a question or two, and then we'll give you our promo. This is the fun part. So answer a question, and then we'll pass it on back to those guys for a promo, and go from there.
Well, we do have a question, and it is from Lee Caldwell. With real estate in Vancouver, oddly enough. Lee's question is, he keeps getting people coming to his personal profile on Facebook and asking him to be friends with them. And he really just wants to have them connected as a business associate, not as a friend. And we run into that a lot during our class at the real estate board. And one of the things that you can do, Lee, is you could go to your personal profile, and where it says your job, you update your profile and add your business page name as where you work. So it's where you work. You add the name of your business page. Once you start writing that in, it will populate. You just click on it. And then when people find you personally on Facebook, at least they can see on the left-hand side where you work, and hopefully they can click on that. And by clicking on it, it will take them over to your business page. Short of that, you need to put an email together and introduce all your people in your database to your brand new Facebook business page and ask them to follow the easy link, which would be the name of your business page. And that way you can garner likes on your business page as well. Thank you very much. I hope that that helps answer your question, Lee. Catherine, just before you start handing out the gifts and the promo for today, I want to remind everyone that on May the 31st, which is 1 week today, Wednesday, next Wednesday, we will be going live. Actually, Catherine and I will be in Whistler, and we'll be doing a live show with Richard Silver, who leads the team at torontoism.com. He was a former director of large of the Real Estate Association, as well as past president of the Toronto Real Estate Board. And Richard will be joining us live because Richard and his team have some of the best social media in Ontario. And that was a lovely little gift that they were given in the paper last week. And so we thought, let's chat with Richard about his journey with social media as a real estate agent and running one of the most successful teams in Ontario. So that's next week, next Wednesday, the 31st of May, and we'll be going live at 10 a.m. Pacific time in Whistler. Catherine, back to you.
Okay, now is the fun times where Sepy I want to maracas and like shake. So promo time and yeah, the party. These are the gifts. So if you are watching this live or on replay, please drum roll.
So I would like to give away a 6-month free subscription to Realty Ninja website.
6 months, you guys, realtors out there. You can have a website for free, live with all your listing, everything going on for 6 months without paying anything.
And
how can you say no?
That's $79 a month you're getting off every month. And so,
then you see your website, it's live, people can use it, call.
It's a real website. The only thing is I've never done a Facebook Live before, and I'm not really sure who we're going to give it away to or how. So do we do it from the viewers after? Like all the people who tuned in live, we can pick a winner from that group? Or
how do we know? Okay, how about if anyone comments away and comment, and if you want a website for free for 6 months, write a comment either live right now or in the comment field below on our post.
Not you, Roxanne.
Yeah.
Roxanne works for Realty Ninja. She's the design ninja.
Oh, nice. We love Roxanne. So either you comment away and say, yes, I would like to have a website for free for 6 months, or we can go later on if you want the replay in the next, we'll figure out how long, but you'll be able to comment. So that's how we're going to pick the winner. And then for people, Kevin Brown
Kevin's
is interested.
Woo! Hey, Kevin, I'll be in touch.
All right, Kevin, so we have our first person. If there's any other realtors that would like to have a free website, so it means your website is going to be live, it's going to be working for 6 months, you'll have nothing to pay, and after 6 months you can decide to carry on with the your website or just walk away, right? There's no strings attached.
No strings attached on the month to month. You can just walk away.
Else?
And if if you don't get into enter, sorry.
No, that's okay. Also, I was going to say is when you do live shows on Facebook, we tend to get hundreds and hundreds of views after the show is completed because a lot of people work during the day or have appointments. So we should give away the prizes within about 3 or 4 days. Usually that's about how long it takes. We take this video and we will download it and upload it to YouTube as well. So that's just another opportunity for you guys to get more viewership at Realty Ninja.
Thank you.
Are we back? Are we back in? Okay. And also, if people, what happens with us?
Yeah, so our friends, you know, keep it simple social media have a promo code for you as well. So if you don't happen to win the 6 free months, you can still receive a 20% discount. These ladies receive our black belt discount. It's very exclusive, and so you can have a 20% discount on your Realty Ninja website. Only on the subscription. This discount doesn't apply to any design work or customizations, but it's off of the $79. So I think it goes down to $63 a month or something around that.
And that includes your hosting.
That includes hosting, support, the website, you know, us ninjas. It includes our blog, our ebook, you know, our webinars that we do every other Friday. So there's a lot of things that we like to do to keep our customers successful, happy, and loving us. Thank you, Lee. We love you too. And so, yeah.
Perfect. So,
and that promo code is KISS.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
KISS.
So you'll be asked, I guess, somewhere
on the sign up. Yeah, it says who referred you, and you can just type KISS. And if you type that, you'll be in for the discount. Yeah, so
KISS, KISS, and then you'll have a discount every month. You'll see the magic discount being applied to your subscription. So I think that wraps it up. If you have any other question, this video is going to be on our Facebook business page. We will also put it on YouTube. We'll probably download it and pass it on to you guys. And feel free to always ask us if you have any questions. You can go to Keep It Simple social media and ask your questions, and we will answer everything we can.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Sepy and Ramin, for joining us from Realty Ninja Studios in North Vancouver. This has been an excellent show. I've learned a few new things about websites, and we look forward to doing more business with you. Catherine, thank you.
Thanks, ninjas.